Here are the very best gifts to get your man for Valentine's Day to make it passionate and so that you feel hotly desired. But it's not what you're thinking right now if you're thinking something naughty. Although, I like the way you think. At the end of this video, I'll tell you the surprising thing to definitely not give him on Valentine's Day if you want to feel irresistible. The first great Valentine's Day gift to give your man is your specific desires. It's your desires. Now, if you're like I was, you want to make your man feel loved by doing something special for him on Valentine's Day, like buying him something like red boxers, right? But I had it all wrong. My man feels loved when he feels like he made me happy. When I let him give me special treatment, like him bringing me flowers and I smile and he knows he made me happy, that's what makes him feel loved. Can you believe it? So if I want him to feel loved, I can't do any better than letting him be my hero. It's crazy, right? I mean, this was hard for my female brain to comprehend at first. My head exploded every time I thought about it because that's not what makes me feel loved at all. I feel loved when I get the special treatment. What also made this concept really hard for me was that it also seemed too good to be true. But stick with me here. There's a few steps to this. And the first is figuring out for yourself what you desire and then expressing that to him so he can be successful. So it's like how you have to put the address into the GPS first to get where you want to go, right? Well, your man needs to know how to be successful, making you happy, so he'll feel happy and loved, especially on Valentine's Day. And you might think, well, he doesn't care about my happiness. That's what I used to think too about my husband, but I was wrong. It turns out 100% of men I have surveyed about this all say the same thing. Thousands of men told me this, that making their wife happy is everything to them, or it's the most important thing. And in the UK, they say it's imperative. Now, the reason I thought my husband didn't care about my happiness is that he wasn't doing what I wanted him to do. But that's because he didn't know what that was. And how could he know? I didn't know either. But I sure was upset when on Valentine's Day, it was a big letdown because he didn't do anything special or romantic for me. And okay, it wasn't that I didn't know what I wanted. I just didn't want to admit that I desired things or be specific about them, because admitting that I wanted to go to a romantic restaurant on Valentine's Day, it seemed too indulgent. I mean, I just wasn't going to let us get ripped off by the Valentine's Day flower and restaurant cartel. So I didn't say, I would love to go to Napa Rose for Valentine's Day. I just dismissed my own desires before they even got to see the light of day because I didn't want to stray from the frugal values that I was raised with. And I didn't say I would love a dozen red roses on Valentine's Day for the same reason. Now, did I want those? Kinda. Or chocolates. I mean, probably. Okay, yes, I definitely wanted all that. But could I admit that? No, because I knew that roses on Valentine's Day are a ripoff. They're too expensive. But I was robbing us both because he loves to get me roses and I love to feel special and have a gorgeous bouquet on my kitchen island. I just didn't know it was okay to desire that. Like when we were first dating and we were walking around San Francisco and a flower vendor approached us and asked him if he wanted to buy me a rose. And he lit up and said, yes, please. And then he presented it to me and I said, thank you. And I smiled. I was happy. But I also said, boy, it's not fair how the flower seller put you on the spot like that. And then he said, oh, actually, it's more than fair. Like I was in a rom-com. He thought the flower vendor did him a favor. That just melted me and it made me feel so special. But fast forward a few years into marriage and I'm getting no flowers, no dinners out on Valentine's Day. And that's because nobody knew how to make me happy. So sad, right? So my question for you is, what would you love on Valentine's Day? Where and what do you want to eat? What would you love to receive? Is it jewelry, chocolates, wine, lingerie, a ski trip, a nap? You can express your desires in a way that inspires him. Now, if you don't know how to do that, if you aren't familiar with the 6 intimacy skills, if you haven't read or listened to the Empowered Wife book yet, and you don't have the formula, I'll tell you where you can get that at the end of this video, how to express your desires in a way that inspires, because you're going to want to get your hands on that. And also, you're going to want to go download my free Adored Wife Roadmap at lauradoyle.org/roadmap. But honoring what you want specifically, it's one of the best things you can give your man on Valentine's Day, and it will make you incredibly magnetic to him. Another great gift for your man on Valentine's Day, besides expressing your desires clearly, is receptivity. It's receptivity. So once your man knows what you desire, it's like putting the address in the GPS. Then he knows what to do to delight you. And believe me, he does want to delight you. Now you just want to be ready to receive, because that is one of the best gifts you could give your man on Valentine's Day. So receptivity is actually the essence of femininity. This is huge. Receptivity is the essence of femininity, and femininity is what men are fundamentally attracted to. So the more receptive you are, the more irresistible you will be to him. Now, you'll give him the gift of letting him please you. So if he sees you delighting, if your eyes get wide, if you smile or gush over what he got you or did for you, that is the best present of all for him. Really. And since I can't always be a good example, to paraphrase Catherine Aird, I'll just have to be a horrible warning. Like the time I received that rose from John, I did pretty well letting him delight me with that rose. I did smile and say thank you, but also not really, right? I thanked him, but then I said, oh, I know you were just on the spot and maybe you didn't really want to get me a rose. So clearly I wasn't so comfortable receiving it, right? That's a receiving fail. Good receivers just say these 2 words, thank you, and they smile. They don't try to get the man to say he didn't really want to get them a rose. So let's not both make that mistake, okay? So hopefully you're a better receiver than I was, and you just receive what he offers you without dismissing it, and you just smile and say thank you and tell him how special you feel or how happy. That's all you have to do to be a good receiver. And my experience is, if you want to feel desired and pursued, it is better to receive than to give, especially on Valentine's Day, which leads me to the thing that you do not want to get him on Valentine's Day. Are you ready? Okay, here's what to definitely not get him. A present. That's right. Don't get him red boxers or a tie or a coffee mug or anything at all on Valentine's Day. Let him give you something or take you out or cook for you or give you a massage or whatever it is. Your gift to him will be that you receive his offering with joy and playfulness and applause. Letting him please you can be your contribution to the romance. Giving him a present would actually detract from that because it's not receptive. It's more like quid pro quo, one for me, one for you, right? Which isn't romantic at all. Now, receiving may not seem like much of a gift, but that's because you're looking at it from your point of view instead of from his. Here's to a passionate, romantic Valentine's Day. Now, to get your hands on the formula to express your desires in a way that inspires, which you definitely need to pull off a great Valentine's Day, watch this video next, number 241, Why Your Desires Aren't Inspiring.